a very good team, and we're well aware that we got to go back there and play them. They're good, and that I don't think the score is indicative of the matchup of those two teams. We got hot there at the end when they had to open up the floor to try to trap a little bit. We got threes. We got open threes. So good win for us against a very good team, and I'm thinking it was one of our best defensive efforts this year.
Jay, these two guys for the second straight game came out in the second half and just sort of took over for you guys at the offensive end.
Yep, and juniors and seniors, man, it's just so nice to have college basketball guys that are really mature and they've seen it all. They've been there, the ups, the downs, and just nothing bothers them, and they know what we need. They come out and do it. It's very simple. And we had a really simple, short halftime talk. That was, no yelling or anything. Just said, hey, we got to do what we do. These two take care of it. It's nice to have guys like this on your team.
Jay, before the Temple game, you mentioned that you guys don't really look at those goals beforehand, but at the end of the season, you kind of go back and say, we did this, we did this. Where does getting 20 wins sort of rank in that? Would you say that's something you guys look for at the beginning of the year, or is that just something?
That's probably not a big one.
Just because of what's happened the last 10 years or whatever?
I don't know. That's just not one we have. It's nice, but I don't think that's what we talk about. We'll talk about Big Five, talk about Big East, talk about the tournaments we play in, talk about regular season, postseason Big East. I'm going to throw that one in there. It's good. It's good. We still got 8 games left to play. We'll throw our record in there. That's what it is.
Jay, it's only the third time you won 20 your first 22. The 06 team.
Since we've been here, or
yeah. The 06 team and the year after the Final Four.
Yeah, that's great. That is. We got a good team now. We do. We got a good team now. But we just got to keep getting better, and we're going to play a lot of good teams. You watch Georgetown play Michigan State. They're getting better. And everybody's getting. Providence is getting better. Everybody's getting better in this league. And if you stop getting better, all of a sudden you're saying, you're not one of the best teams. So that's our challenge going forward. And we can learn a lot from this one. I think we can still get better. We can still get better.
Jay, Dove said after the game Saturday he likes the way you have the leadership on your team comes from within the players and not the coaches, and he cited James as as the catalyst of this. Is that true? How do you feel about that, having the leadership coming from within your team?
Yeah, I think he's right, and it means a lot coming from Dove, and I think he sees. I think a smart basketball person sees that. That James Bell's much more than his 27 points, 8 rebounds. He really is. That sounds kind of corny, but he is. He's the only guy that's been in the program for 4 years. Tony Shaw does a great job of leadership. He's only been here 2 years. Taj has been through it all. He takes responsibility for everybody off the court. He takes responsibility for everybody on the court. Our guys know that there's times I can just go at him. I don't have to go crazy on anybody else. I just go at him, and then he just gets it done with the team. When you have special teams, you have special leaders like that, and that's what he is.
Jay, is it that really helps? So many times in games, you see today they make runs, got to 2, and you guys just kind of take off and they kept your cool, and Chris was getting in Daniel's face there a little bit, trash talking. Is that where that comes in?
Exactly right. I actually I heard him. I didn't know what he was saying to Daniel, but I saw him grab Daniel. I just know it's going to be. He's going to tell him the right thing. And then again, Javon and you got Tony. So he's the leader. Then you got Tony, who's a senior, and then you got Darren and Javon have been in the program 3 years. And you got 4 guys out there at all times that have been. Even though Tony was here 2 years, he played with ACC for 2 years. We got some veteran guys, mature guys out there, and that really helps in college basketball.
Would you say that James, when he came out, it seemed like you were pretty emphatic there, talking for a little bit, making a point at the end?
Yeah, I was just saying, this is what we're talking about. I'm just saying, this is your team, man, and look what they're doing. And I said, we got to keep getting better. And I always tell him, I have to keep pushing him. And it's hard because he's such a good kid. He does everything we say. It's hard to keep pushing him, just because you just want to love him up, but it's just not time. You got to just keep putting. So I got to kind of remind him, and I'm reminding myself every time I get a chance. We we just got to keep pushing. And he just says, I know. And then we go.
Did you see this level of play from him a couple years back? Could you projected him to get to this point?
Yeah, when we recruited him, he was a big time recruit. I mean, we didn't recruit him; he came to us, and which is right. That he knew what Villanova was all about. We didn't have to tell him. His mom knew. His uncle lives here. He knew. They came to us, so he was a big time recruit. He just got hurt his junior year in high school. His senior year in high school, he didn't play half the year, and got hurt his freshman year. So kind of everybody forgot about him, but we knew what we had. You know, we just always thought if we could get him healthy, he got great character and he got talent.
James, you talk about the leadership part of it and what that means to you as far as being the leader on this team.
I've been here 4 years. I've seen a lot, and I have the coaching staff and coaches up, like, all the confidence, and it just allows me to display that to the team. They look at me as an older brother, and I take that role. Everything's pretty much on me, good or bad, and I think they respect me for it, and it makes us a better team.
James, that experience, situations like when they cut it to 3, does that work? The experience comes in, you don't have to say anything, you just kind of take over?
We always use the word attitude, and good or bad, we got to keep a good attitude. We just have to respond. They get into 2, it's just about the next play. We got to get the next stop and just make the right play.
James, you only had 6 points in the first half. What was the difference the second half that made you want to just keep taking those shots?
Coach always tells us, like, shoot them up, sleep in the street. So if I'm open and I have a good look, I mean, he likes us to shoot it, but it wasn't even about the points. It was about us doing what we're supposed to do as a team, and the points just came.
Darrun, what'd you say about this team? You guys, Creighton came in and rocked you, then you went on the road and won 3 games, and now you're back to, 4-game win streak. A lot of teams might have taken that harder.
This is a testament to what we've been through, man. Kind of seen it all. Me and Taj and Coach, we kind of been through a lot in the last 4 years with Taj. With the 13-19 season, coming back my sophomore year, nobody really knew what we were going to do. It's just a testament of the attitude, like James said. We always keep coming. We're not listening. We're not going to stop coming at you. It's a testament of what we do every day, man. It's nothing special, nothing tricky. Just keep working and get better.
When the shots aren't going for you early, you didn't seem to panic, and then at the second half it all came together. Is that a point sometimes you might have not been able to do that?
The first half I was doing things that weren't suiting me, and just had to get back to the basics. And I knew that my teammates and coaches had a lot of confidence in me. I never worry about missing shots, man. That's part of the game. So just have to come back in the second half, whatever it was, play defense, make shots, and it happened until I make the shots today. But it's all a testament of the first half, playing defense, team, and doing what my team needs me to do.
Anything else? I got the gray unis.
That's a good soundbite for you. Yeah, the student bookstores are going to like that.
I just love our blue and white. I gotta get used to it. I think it's probably good for the university. It's good for you guys. Like
You look like Georgetown.
Yeah, you don't want to say you look like Georgetown. Yeah.
Thank God it says Villanova on the front. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming in.